Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we are talking about an issue in the knife community that I continue to see over and over and over again, and it's starting to become a serious problem. So we're going to address this issue. Now, the companies I'm going to feature in this video, I'm hoping you guys don't go off in the comments about them or anything like that, because almost every single company is guilty of this. These are just going to be some examples in order for me to show you guys what the issue is, but this is not an attack on any one of these companies. It's literally for all companies, or at least the majority of companies, because like I said, almost every company is doing this. So I hope that this can be taken constructively. I hope people or the companies don't take it personal and just use it as a way to improve or to understand why this is an issue. And I hope that the people that collect, or the users, especially the users, get something out of this, because this can show you a potential issue that you could run into and maybe what to do about it, or hopefully it can help you pick your next purchase a little bit better. Now, here in a second, I'm going to show you on paper why this is an issue, but first let's take a look at what the issue is. The issue is stop pin placements. So the closing stop pin, where the stop pin lands. Now, no matter what, there has to be some sort of stop pin to stop the blade so that it doesn't, hit the back spacers and things like that, so that it can sit in the handle really nicely. However, if you put the stop pin in certain areas, it makes it to where now the knife cannot be sharpened. And in some cases, it can be sharpened, but only a handful of times. And when you purchase a knife, you like to think that you're going to be able to sharpen your knife for a long, long time. And I'm going to explain this in perfect detail so people understand what to look out for and so on. But if I gave you two knives and said, this knife you're going to be able to sharpen for years and years to come, and this knife you're going to be able to sharpen 3 times, which one are you going to buy? Exactly. You're going to buy the one that you can continue to sharpen, because that's what's important. The importance is how well this knife is going to last over time, how well it's going to continue to cut, how well it's going to be able to take an edge. And in this case, this knife right here can only take, this much steel off. That's not very much steel before it's obsolete, before it won't close, anymore. Now, granted, that's still a lot of steel, so that's going to be a lot of life, especially for a budget knife like this. But I've seen this on premium knives. Like, here's another knife example. You can see this one. This one, I've sharpened this knife only 2 times. 2 times. And I've refused to sharpen it a 3rd time because of this issue. Because the stop pin lands right at the back of my edge bevel right now. So how many sharpenings do I got left in this knife? 2, maybe? Maybe? It just depends. And we're going to talk about that too. Here's one where the stop pin is landing right there. And then this is like the worst example right at the moment. And this knife has so much potential. This could potentially be like budget knife of the year, or even light duty knife of the year, or not light duty, lightweight knife of the year, because there's so much milling, and this is a solid G10 handle. The liner's only like this big. It's so lightweight and extremely slicey. I mean, very thin behind the edge. This thing has so much potential to be a great cutter, or to be a great user, but look at where the stop pin lands, literally behind the apex. I mean, you can see it here, like it's literally right behind the edge bevel. So what's going to happen now when I sharpen it? Let's talk about what's going to happen, exactly what this is going to look like. So each time when I sharpen it, the first thing that's going to happen is it's going to start chipping my edge back here. So I'll go to close it, and basically this will chip it out. I can actually already feel where it's indenting the steel right here. So after I sharpen it 1 time, it's going to have an issue. It's going to start chipping. So here, let me bring up this picture really quick, because I want to show you guys. Because there is examples where a stop pin is okay back there. A lot of custom companies, or a lot of custom makers, they put their stop pin back there. However, they put it in the thick area of the knife. Like in this example, they put it right here. So I'm never going to sharpen back to there. Granted, I prefer it to just be like an internal stop pin, something like this, where this is the stop pin for the close and the opening. That's my favorite way to do a stop pin, because then you never have to worry about cutting in a finger choil or anything like that in the future. But regardless of that, I at least want the ability to sharpen my knife over and over. And like I said, some companies, they put it back there, but they put it in a good area to where I'm never going to have to sharpen it out. This knife, actually, this is not the stop pin. This is actually the stop pin right here for the opening and the close position. It hits the frame, but this is just a good example of what a lot of companies do. A lot of custom makers and just a lot of companies do when they put a stop pin there. This is actually just like a standoff, but when they put it there, it's basically the same exact concept. It sits there, but it just so happens to hit right here. This one just doesn't happen to hit because it's just a standoff, but still it represents the same exact thing I'm trying to say, which a lot of companies do just fine and is just fine. Let's take a look at this. So let's say this is the knife, right? This is the blade and the stop pin is right here. Let's say that's where it hits. It hits right there. Right now, I put a little small edge bevel on it. Actually, you know what? Let's use this picture because I want to show you a big edge bevel. So we'll put the stop pin in the same place. Let's say it hits right there, right? Well, what if I sharpen my knife like I did here and I put a 15-degree edge bevel on this and it has a nice big edge bevel. Here's another one at 15 degrees with not such a big edge bevel because it's a little bit thinner. The geometry was a little bit better on this one. Well, what's going to happen is my bevel will be big. So instead of it being a little tiny small bevel, like say on something like this, because this is a high edge angle, if I put my edge angle on there, which is going to be much, much lower, it could be very, very large. So now I have a nice large edge bevel going up my knife. Well, now when I go to stop, you can see it's going to start hitting the back of my edge bevel when I go to close it. Now, when I sharpen it a second time, it's going to continue to get closer and closer to this till eventually it's not going to close anymore. What it's going to do is it's going to go all the way past and hit the back spacers or potentially my hand when I go to close it, because that's what's stopping it from going, deeper into the handle. Don't forget, every time you sharpen, your edge bevel gets higher and higher and higher because you are removing this steel every time you sharpen it. So first sharpening might only remove that much steel. Second sharpening might remove that much steel. Third sharpening, fourth sharpening, fifth sharpening, but eventually your edge bevel is going to be higher and higher and higher. So you want the ability to remove a lot of steel. And this is another reason why I get, hung up on plunge grinds, because when your plunge grind's in the way, that's just another factor that makes it a little bit more difficult to sharpen your knife, a lot. So you want the ability to remove steel from the edge over a long period of time without anything bad happening to the knife, like the stop pin or like the knife not being able to close. So the way a knife works, let's talk about the way a knife works. A knife has to have a stop pin in the closed position and in the open position. So when it opens up, it's going to hit something known as the stop pin. In this case, this is an internal stop pin, so this is very easy to detect. So that's why we're going to use this one as, to show. So it has a track built right here, and this pin hits the end of the track right there. So now it's locked into not only its detent, but it's hitting the stop pin. So it's in a good place. When I open it, now it opens up, and then this same stop pin hits the back of the track and then the lock engages. So now it is locked up. All knives have to have an opening stop pin and a closing stop pin. Sometimes it uses the same stop pins. Sometimes they use multiple stop pins, but they all have them, or at least have a place that hits so that it can hit open and hit closed, and you don't have to worry about it hitting the back spacer of the knife, because that's what would happen. This edge would be getting ruined right now, hitting the back spacer or potentially going all the way through and hitting my hand. So it has to have a place to stop. When we continue to see this issue, it starts to make us feel like you care more about selling a knife rather than selling a good product, because we all want the companies to make money. We all want them to sell knives. Of course we do. We want them to prosper and get as big as they possibly can with or while making quality products that we can enjoy for a long period of time. And if companies are pumping out knives that can't even be sharpened, can't even be used over time, they can't even get a chipped edge, now it just looks like you completely neglect the user end. And then that makes us start thinking, okay, well, what's wrong with the heat treatment, right? You start going down the line like, well, if they don't care about this, then why would they care about the other things, right? So, you know, this is an easy C if you know sharpening and know, you know, knives. The problem is that I understand a lot of companies are not going to be knife sharpeners. I get that. So that's why we knife reviewers do what we do to show you guys, you know, like when we're testing your product, sharpening your product, so on and so on and so on. But you have to listen to us. If you're not listening to the information or the feedback that we give, then it doesn't help you, because some of the issues we bring up can absolutely make your product better for the user. And those companies that do those things and do listen and do make changes and adjustments absolutely stand above the crowd. So I just hope that when making these knives, you know, even for the budget knives, try to consider what's going to happen after the person buys it. How are they going to use it? What are they going to use it for? How are they going to be able to maintain it, sharpen it, so on and so on? And, you know, putting low angle edges or sharpening your knife, you know, because you're using it as a tool constantly, is going to be something that most people are going to not only want to do, but are going to be required to. It's going to, the knife, it's required that it can have steel removed, right? It can't be that I buy the knife and it's only as good as it's going to be before, you know, until I sharpen it. So anyways, and granted, I know some of these like knives, you're like, man, that's a lot of steel to remove before it becomes an issue. And in that case, okay, that's fine if you're going to be able to get your money's worth out of the knife. But it just seems like we're starting to see it closer and closer and closer to the point of which it's like, okay, this is getting ridiculous now. I can't even sharpen this knife. So hopefully companies will consider this in the future when they're making their knives, where their stop pin placement is, how well this knife is going to be able to be maintained throughout years to come, because that's what makes a great knife, right? You want to see in 5 years people are still using your knife and still sharpening your knife. Like, I have tons of knives that I've been sharpening and using for years and years, and they're still great because the knife company made sure of that from the start. So like I said, hopefully this is just some constructive criticism that can help the companies make a better product and help the people in the community get a better product. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.